this is Lindsay. Watch how we turn this shabby deck into this in just a couple of hours. Hi, I'm Lindsay and this is Kyle, and we're a part of the ArmourVinyl team at Continental. Today, we're going to show you the recommended installation for ArmourVinyl with our resident expert, Kyle. So Kyle, how do we get started?
So the first thing we're going to do is measure this deck and determine the square footage. ArmourVinyl comes in 6-foot wide by 12-foot long rolls, which is 72 square feet. So we'll get a measurement on this deck and figure out how many rolls we need. So we have our 2 rolls of ArmourVinyl. They weigh about 25 pounds each, so they're very portable. We have carpet trim strips available at your local hardware store, and DAP weldwood contact cement, which is what we're going to use to put this down. That's also available at your local hardware store.
As for the tools, you'll need scissors, roller with handle, bucket, a utility knife, tin snips, screwdriver, a straight edge, a hammer, and nails. Kyle, you mentioned we need to prep the surface. Can I put this over existing deck boards?
Yes, you can, and that's what we're going to do here today. You will be able to see some of the gaps through the deck boards under some conditions. If you don't want to see those gaps, you can put down a 1/4-inch plywood to have a completely smooth surface with no gaps. If you're going to put down plywood, be sure that it pitches away from your structure at a 1/4 inch per foot. Also, hammer down protruding nail heads and sweep off any surface debris. You'll need 2 1-gallon cans of contact cement per roll of ArmourVinyl. We already have our vinyl pre-cut to the dimensions of the deck, around the post and whatnot. And all I'm going to do is peel this back halfway. And then what we're going to do is apply glue to the deck boards. We're going to apply glue to the back of this vinyl. We're going to let it flash off or dry, and then we're going to fold them in place and marry them together, and then we're going to do the other side. Before applying glue, make sure everything underneath the deck is protected. All right, so while that dries, now I'm going to put glue on the vinyl. So you can see there's some heavy areas of glue. That's not a problem. Just want to make sure you get glue on all the areas. Some lighter areas. A little bit of dirt, that won't hurt anything. Got glue all over our vinyl, we got glue on the deck. We're just going to let that flash off. It depends on the conditions. It's overcast here today, kind of humid, so it may take a little bit longer to flash off. I have some heavy areas here. That'll take a little bit longer. It depends on the weather. It could take 15-20 minutes. If it's hotter, it may take 10. We'll probably wait 15-20 minutes today. Glue is dry to the touch on the vinyl. We're just going to roll everything back in place. Touch down any areas around the house so we have contact. And you can walk on it if there's any spots that are up. Push them down with your feet. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. You want to pull that back.
Now that I put the glue on the vinyl, I'm going to put the glue on the deck boards around the perimeter first. I need to give this about 15 to 20 minutes to dry before I lay the vinyl down.
We're going to put our second piece of ArmourVinyl down. You can see the Barlow edge on the one side. Again, that's intentional. We're going to use that for the seaming. It's important on this section not to get the contact glue on that side because we're going to put a special seam glue on that we'll talk about in a minute.
This is what we call the Barlow edge. It purposely does not have any of the fuzzy backing on it. We want to make extra sure when we apply contact adhesive on the back of the vinyl that we do not get any glue on the back of this. We are going to apply a special seam glue to the Barlow edge in the next step. We need it to overlap about 1 inch. If you get any contact adhesive on the vinyl, you can use Goo Gone to get it off.
Just as a point of clarification, you can see the Barlow edge or selvage edge on the bottom where Lindsay's rolling paint right now, where there's no fabric on the back. That's intentional. We do that for the overlap seam. Now, this is the bottom piece, the first piece. Doesn't matter which side the selvage edge is, doesn't matter if you get glue on it or not. The next piece we do, the selvage edge will overlap this by about 1 inch, and we don't want any glue in it. We'll show you that technique when we get to that point. This is a step. We have our 2 pieces down. We have our Barlow edge with no glue on it. So what we're going to do now is put our seam glue down. But here's a pro tip. We're going to put tape on both sides of the seam so that we don't get that glue on our vinyl and have to clean it up later. So this is an easier method. So all I'm going to do is take 2-inch tape, 1.5 inch tape, and put down on both sides of the seam, just like this. The tape along the seam, I can still get underneath the seam, but this keeps all any excess glue if I get sloppy off the vinyl. I don't have to clean it up. This is our seam glue. It's OT shower pan liner glue for PVC, which is what this product is. It's available in most big box stores and hardware stores. And all I'm going to do is lift up the seam and put it underneath. The whole length of the seam. And I'm just going to push it down. In some cases, it may not adhere immediately. It has to tack, so the solvents have to flash off of the glue. But it will melt everything together, and you'll have a strong seam that will last for years and years. I would wait about 12 hours before I pull the tape off. Make sure the seam is fully set. What Lindsay's doing now is marking the back of the carpet trim strip, and she's going to cut that, and then we're going to hammer it in place, and we're going to go around the perimeter of the deck just like that.
The trim strips will cover up any miscuts in the vinyl.
Here we are at the end of the ArmourVinyl installation on this deck. It's taken us about 3 hours. It's been an easy installation. We're happy with how it went.
This deck and what's below it is now protected from the elements. It's also slip resistant and barefoot friendly. To clean, all you need is a little soapy water and rinse. No more sanding or staining.
Here's a quick recap of the installation. First, measure your deck to determine how many rolls of ArmourVinyl you'll need. Remember, it comes in rolls that are 6 by 12 feet long. Gather your tools and supplies. We recommend DAP weldwood contact cement for adhering the vinyl to the outdoor surface and OD shower pan adhesive for connecting the seams. Lay down and cut ArmourVinyl around any posts, doorways, or obstructions. Apply contact cement to both the ArmourVinyl and the surface and allow it to dry for approximately 20 minutes. Lay down the ArmourVinyl and enjoy.
Be sure to visit ArmourVinyl.com for more installation tips and applications.